Welcome to the Other 99% podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Duck, a coffee-loving direct sales enthusiast who's obsessed with a good digital system. Come join me for a realistic look into the world of direct sales. We'll explore inspiring perspectives, learn about unique business tips, and celebrate success stories that often go untold. Because on the Other 99%, every seller matters. Hey everyone, it's me, Lisa, and welcome back to another episode of the Other 99%. I just wanted to say I am so appreciative of those of you who are listening to this podcast. I get DMs and PMs almost daily about somebody listening to it and valuing the fact that, we're sharing stories of the everyday direct seller. People are getting inspired from these stories, and it actually puts a smile on my face every time something comes into the inbox. The whole reason behind this podcast is that I wanted to inspire the many. I wanted to make sure that those of you who may not be at the income level that you're hoping to be at, it doesn't mean that you're not succeeding in this business. What it means is that you still have work to do to get where you need to be. So on today's podcast, I wanted to just chat. Now, this one might be a little bit of a short episode too. I'll just, get that out there. But today in the podcast, I wanted to just chat with you about action. Now, action is the word that, refers to like making movement in your business towards where you want to be. Now, over 18 years in the direct sales business, I have attended a number of trainings. I've gone to so many conferences. I've attended and I've actually hosted a number of team trainings and all that stuff. And you know what? A lot of people, including myself, come to these trainings. And what we're looking for is that magic key, that those right words that are going to like flip the switch in our business and say, oh my God, that's the answer I've been looking for. That is what I need to make my business successful. Now, one thing that I want to tell you, yes, you might hear some wonderful ahas and you might get inspired and motivated by the talks you hear, the information given by top leaders in the business, top salespeople, top sponsors in the business. But the one thing that is different between those who are already seeing success and those who are not is the fact that the ones seeing success have taken action on the information that they've heard. So that's why I said I wanted to focus on the word action. So I'm going to challenge you to take and put into action at least one tool that you have heard within the last 30 days. Now, that could be something like creating a consistent IPA, an income producing activity, something along the lines of, reaching out to 3 past customers every day for the next 30 days. What can you say? You're just checking in. You want to thank them for their support. For me, I might be saying, hey, I noticed you got this. Are you using it basically, or do you need any recipe ideas? If you're in, say, maybe Color Street, asking the person if they've used their nail strips, do they need any videos on how to apply? Like maybe they're struggling. Maybe they opened up a pack and they destroyed a pack because they just don't know how to apply it. There's so many things that we could do when we're looking at the customer care part of things. But again, nothing changes unless we take action. We all seem to think that we're doing things in our business, but when you have someone looking in from the outside, they could actually see where you're working and where you're not working. And a lot of us make busy work. And I'm putting myself in that category too, because at the end of the day, I look at myself and I'm like, oh my goodness, like you so totally could have got more done today, Lisa. Like you needed to take action on this. You needed to take action on that. But instead you did some busy work by maybe updating your calendar or, shifting something from this page to that page on your website. Yes, these things need to be done, but those things are not income producing, and those things will not make me money at the end of the week. So taking action on income producing activities is going to be huge in your business. So I just encourage you, sit there and think about all of the trainings that you have had in the past. I'm sure that many of you have notes that you can pull out. And that's another thing. That could be a whole other episode, because I know that we all have notes, but how many times do we go back and review them and implement and take action on what we have been taught? So pull out those old notebooks. Pull out those training videos that you might have saved. Listen to those podcasts that may have inspired you to do things that you just haven't taken action on yet. And do one thing differently in your business over the next 30 days. Once you do this, I want you to hop into my DMs or my PMs, depending on where you're connecting with me. And I want you to tell me what has changed in your business over the 30 days after taking action and implementing things. Because remember, like I said, there is no magic key. The magic key is in your hand, and that is the word action. And once you turn the action on to the on position, you're going to see amazing changes in your business. So I hope you got inspired from something that I said. Like I said, I know this is a short little episode for you guys to listen to, but I'm hoping you can grab and listen to it on the run. I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking the time to tune in for another episode of The Other 99%, and we'll see you again next week. Take care. Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to listen to the podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you would take a minute to rate and review the podcast, I would absolutely love it. And if you know someone who really needs to hear this podcast, please feel free to share it with them. More listeners, the better. And if you know someone who would like to be a guest on the podcast, or you yourself would like to be a guest, be sure to check the link in the show notes or visit lisaduck.com and click Be a Guest. We'll talk to you soon.